Speaking of successful, the other day, you got a huge endorsement. Davido.
If I tell you that you cook so well.
my money, my chicken. Oh, well done, man.
Davido is a chill fella, because he followed me some time back on Instagram. I was like, how do I behave? How do I behave?
Wife is just seeing you being excited at home the whole day. She doesn't know.
How do I behave? How do I talk? You know, people need to start addressing me properly. And then some other time I went on TikTok, I found like he had an interview, and then he gave me a shout out.
Yeah.
It was humbling to see my content is actually reaching far beyond the borders. And that's what I actually intended, because for me, I was like, I spent the better part of my early life uniting people and Kenyans through sports. Why can't I do the same with food, you know?
Food,
if there's one language all of us speak together, is food. We can go, you speak different languages,
like,
but
yeah, actually a food you can.
But if you bring a plate of food and some sides of it, you guys will find a way to communicate and eat, divide the food and eat together. So food brings us together. It's sharing moments of joy and happiness with people outside there. It's all about connecting.
In fact, Jeff is like, roaming chef is coming tomorrow. Unaona ni kama ataleta chakula. End of quote. Niko naja. You know, you mentioned something earlier on. I was thinking maybe, you know, people, COVID came with a lot, you know, now like you're saying, for you, sports threw you off a bit, and, you know, finding your footing for a lot of people is hard work. Have you had to, or do you have systems where, you know, you're trying to help your guys from rugby or people who lost their jobs, like your circle from back in the day, to pick themselves up? Because, you know, if you lose your job, the wife is giving you pressure, and kidogo, you're a lost dude.
I won't say I have like an initiative to...
No, not initiative. Like the one or two people who's touched their lives. Yeah.
Of course, because even me, I've been helped a lot from my career. I've been standing on the shoulders of many men, like Humphrey Kayange. He's been my mentor since forever. I still look up to him. So even me, a few opportunities I get here and there. Of course, I have my peers who have gone or are going through the same challenges. So we always sort of help each other. It's part of the community, and up to now we keep each other accountable. We all have our own groups. We meet up, check up, laugh with each other, and if there are a few issues here and there going on in your life, we'll help you, be it financially, socially. You know, there are lots of challenges that keep going on, so we sort of just try and keep each other on check.
Nick was asking you earlier on, what's your long-term goal? What do you want to do with this thing?
My long-term goal...
Other than restaurant, we know you want to open a restaurant, which will be, we'll come and patronize you.
We'll be there every day. Fact, we just tell HR to send us a little portion of it directly
to the roaming chefs.
Yeah, roaming chef restaurant.
Yeah, I would say apart from a restaurant, I've always also believed in giving back to the community. So if I could... I don't know where these will take, or where it will come from, or where it will take me. If there's an initiative, maybe I can start, or I can partner with someone. Because I also love my country. I would also like to represent my country, maybe through... There are lots of other things I can do now that I've also been a sports. And now with the food thing, there's lots of things in the front of food diplomacy. Yeah. You know, apart from like earning from my craft, I do love giving back to the society.
So ungekuja na chicken wings to give back to Jeff and Nick society.
The way we make a hizo viti amkai the needy.
We in need of a snack.
Yes, some chicken wings. What are wings?
Wings are a very sweet part of the chicken that people in need should be given regularly.
We know you've gotten a couple of sponsors for your YouTube video, right? Were you surprised at that? Were you surprised that they came along, or did you solicit that? Did you go looking for them?
I don't say I went looking for them, because the model that I use, or my mantra, is just keep ticking the boxes, keep doing the work, not expecting. You don't do something expecting a reward. You don't do something expecting to get noticed. Just do it because you love it and because you want to be the best at what you do. So for me, I always kept doing my best. Like when I started, I never had that many people interested in working with me. Like right now, I have a lot of, I would say, corporate partners that I'm working together. But the joy that I had when I was starting, like, creating content back then, when it was actually just for fun. I was not targeting anyone. I was just putting content outside there for fun. Looking back, I'm like, why does it seem like I was having more fun back then than now? Because now I feel like I'm always chasing deadlines, which is a good thing. I feel like I'm always chasing deadlines. I'm pushing, just working now to tick the boxes. But up to today, like, everything that I do it like with the whole my heart. Like, I love it. Like, I love what I'm doing. So that's the only way actually for it not to get boring. It's actually just love your work, consistency, discipline, and just like any other field, like sports. What's relevant today is not relevant tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So your skill of unlearning should be greater than your ability to be able to learn something. So you should also be quickly to unlearn than how quickly you are to learn something.